Hey guys, I'm Jitendra Vaswani here. This is Jitendra Vaswani Show, and I'm with Avelo Roy, the great grandson of Sarojini Naidu, and he's going to share his journey that how did he build his multi-million dollar companies, and now he's having a worldwide offices in US, in Vietnam. So let's get to Avilo, and he's going to share a lot of his stuff, his entrepreneur journey, his spiritual powers. I must say. So Avilo, over to you.
Ask me. What is it?
So how did he get started your journey?
So, when I was in 8th grade, I wrote a letter to Bill Gates and I said, I want to be a business partner.
Wow.
And I never thought he would respond back, but he did. And he said, maybe in a few years. And I was inspired by that. I was like, wow, he responded to me.
Wow.
That's when I started dreaming about being an entrepreneur. And I wanted to go to the US, not to study, but actually to make friends in college who would help me build my business in all over the world. And that happened. So as I was there, I won the student government elections, and I became an influential student on campus. So I could use the university resources. I knew the smartest people on campus, built my team, started my startup at 19. By the time I was 22, we made it to a multi-million-dollar, company and exited that and multiple businesses. So 7 businesses thereafter, from artificial intelligence to food to travel to marketing, you name it, I've done it. Right.
So how did you got the idea of these successful startups? So who are your inspiration behind it?
Inspiration is real people, real life friends, mother, relatives. If they're facing a problem, I feel like I can solve it. And if I can solve the problem, money is a byproduct, right? It's just waiting to happen. So I create value. I look into skills, what skills I have right now, what passions I have. The passion tells me the market that I should go after. Skills tell me the kind of product I should, go for.
Right.
So synthesize the two of them, and you have a startup. And then you build, you test, you learn, you talk to people, look at their eyes, and figure things out that what, this is working or this is not. And there you go. So it's an iterative process. I wouldn't say like magic happens, but it's a lot of
You
hard
work
work.
very hard. Yeah.
Very hard, a lot of testing, a lot of failing, but never giving up.
Yeah.
As long as I see people's eyes glowing, I'll keep going. If my market says this is something I want and the investors say this sucks, I don't care. I'll listen to the market because I know they're true and they're the ones who are going to pay money.
So you started your business with your own money, or you
Always other people's money.
others people money? Okay.
I'm always a second or third investor in my
Wow.
businesses because I have an ego and I don't want to just let that come in the way. Be like, I
Why
think
there's
my
a
idea is
ego?
the best.
Why? Because I think that I've seen most of the entrepreneurs, they just start with their own money, small money. So why did you go with the investor money then?
My parents had separated my second year in college,
Okay.
and I didn't have any finances to start with. I was
Okay.
$37,000 in debt, right? And I-
$37,000.
Yes. And my university created a scholarship fund for me because I didn't have good GPA. So I could actually score to get those big scholarships. So they created the university presidential scholarship just to keep me in the college. And when I graduated, I had a little bit of debt. Scholarships definitely helped. So I couldn't really afford to invest anything. I had nothing, right? So only thing I could do. So my first TED talk is called the currency of relationships because
Yeah.
that's what I have. So instead of money, I use relationships to leverage things. My hardware designers, my software designers, my patent attorney, everybody was doing things for free, expecting that when I make money, they get rich, and they did. Right?
Yeah.
Each one of our team members, everybody made money when I made money. So that's where we started. It's like just on trust, just on begging and pleading, and like, you know what? I have a vision. I'm gonna make it. Are you with me or not? And that was 2008, 2009. Nobody was investing. All the people were losing their jobs in America.
Yes.
It's
The
the worst economic
recession was there.
Yeah. Obama just came in, Bush just left, Afghanistan war, Iraq war was ruining the economy. So this was the worst time to start a business, but we kept on going. We actually started another business to run the technology business. So because we had
Wow.
no money, we won 14 business plan competitions, which gave us $40,000. But for a hardware startup, we very quickly ran out of it. And then I like baking and cooking. So some of my friends came over and I made some cheese biscuits, my own recipe. And they said, these are amazing, you should sell them. And we had 1 month's rent left at that time. And Chicago is a very cold city. You cannot live on the streets, right?
Oh
So,
man.
so we were like, okay, we'll sell it. So next morning, me and Edward, my business partner, we made 3 dozen biscuits. We went to the grocery stores and the bakeries, and they were like, yeah, these are great, we'll sell it. I said, how much would you take? This will take 60% of it. We're like, we cannot afford that. So what do? We said we'll directly sell it to consumers. So they have something called farmers markets, where you have like, Michigan farmers coming in and selling in Chicago. We're like, we're going to sell directly to customers. And first day we sold out in 2 hours. We doubled the quantity to 30 dozen, and we again sold out. This was a big hit.
Wow.
And so we were baking 1 day a week, 8 hours a day, and selling 1 day a week, 6 hours a day, and we were making $3,000 a month, 600% profit.
Wow.
And that was how we survived till we got our funding, our investment, and then skyrocketed from there on.
Wow,
So lot
that's
of
great.
struggles.
Lot of struggle, yeah.
But
Because
lot of
every entrepreneur have lot of struggles. So you follow Gary Vee also, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So what are your next the business plans you have in your mind in terms of speaking? I heard that you want to get into the corporates, the speaking thing right now. So what are your future plans for that?
So definitely want to get into corporate speaking engagements because I feel like I have done enough business, even though my age is 10.
Yes, yes.
I have the experience I've
How
had.
old are you? Sorry, I forgot to ask that.
I'm 30 years old.
Okay, 30 years. Wow. It's still young. Yeah.
So I have been through so many businesses, hired hundreds of people. So I have been through ins and outs of corporate and conflict resolution, and been through like management decision making, negotiations. Nobody negotiates better than me. I'm really sweet, but I can be really clever. Right.
Wow.
I really get people's psychology. Coming from a political background helps.
Right,
Have grown up in a family of politicians, seeing how to talk, how to anyway. So that's very. So I can help corporates in ways, especially middle management, that can revolutionize the way they think. Especially the way, one of the biggest problems I'll tell you is, when you're a coder, you're doing a good job at it, you get promoted to something else. Okay, you're a senior coder, you get a bigger program, and then you become a manager, right? When you become a manager, now you're not coding anymore. You're really good at coding. Now you're supposed to manage people.
Manage the team.
Whole different skill set. And people are not ready for it, and they end up micromanaging the people because you're not doing it my way, right? And these guys need to be trained to be effective managers, to retain the employees, to have higher productivity, and to basically have happy people so you can make more profit.
Make more profits, right?
And I think that's where I want to go in. And another thing is, startups, we know how to make money from no money, right? When you're a corporate, you're like, okay, let's throw a research team at this, and let's throw a this analysis and that analysis, this consultant. And I teach people how to really cut the crap, get to the point, MVP, entrepreneurship, not entrepreneur, but entrepreneurship in a big company. And with no resources, how can you build products and like build, test, learn, and succeed? Really get what people want. And that's, I get paid a lot for doing that for large companies.
Wow, that's a great thing, man. And what kind of plans you have for India right now?
So right now,
Because you keep on traveling, I think, right?
yeah. So Kolkata Ventures has become the largest incubator in East India. With 350 plus startups, 60 plus startups actually making money. Which is better than
Wow.
Flipkart and Oyo and all these guys with all the investors. These guys are doing lean startup methodology, right? So that's Kolkata Ventures, and that's going to grow by itself. I've automated the system right now. Now I'm bringing in Iwa, which is a brand that anybody above 35 knows about. They used to have Walkmans and TVs and speakers owned by Sony. 13 years Sony didn't do shit with it. So my mentor in Chicago, Joe Bourne, he bought the brand. And he said,
Wow.
help me sell these speakers. So our guys in Calcutta, we actually made the website, we optimized it, and we were selling $25,000 worth of speakers a week in 8 weeks.
$25,000.
And now it's a multi-million-dollar business. We are outside the US, we're in Canada and Australia and Latin America, Europe, and India I have full access to. So India, I'm the guy for Iwa. So whether we get VR and AR sets, or we get smart TV, we get speakers, all of that. So my goal with Iwa is repainting that brand, because anybody younger than 35 really don't know about it. Like I asked him and he doesn't know about Iwa. So we want to make it like a premium brand, and then have really cool products that are very high quality, high fidelity.
The quality is why.
And India is a market where if we can break it here, that's it. We can do really, really well.
Really well. Right. So you have plans for USA? Anything US?
Well, everything I have is in US. So now
Right.
I'm learning the India market, right?
Okay.
And kind of like understanding that this is a growing economy at 7-8%, whereas US is a ship that is kind of like 2.5% growth steadily. It's going to always grow, right? But the leaps and bounds, the reason why I'm telling people to start their business now is because right now we have the the government, the prime minister, the schemes that are all saying go startup, go startup, go startup, right? These are the people today who are going to be the Ambanis and the Birlas and the Tatas of tomorrow's India. Right? India has
Wow.
80 billionaires, and we're going to make it even more. And 20 years from now, people today who are acting on their dreams and their passions and ambitions are the guys who are going to have their private jets,
Private
and
jets.
flying houses or whatever 20 years from now we're going to have.
So you want to say anything to people who just give up on their dreams? Because I see many of my friends, they just ask me for the shortcuts for entrepreneurship. Do you think there are any kind of shortcuts?
There certainly are shortcuts. I mean, the reason why I made it from 19 to 22 $1 million company is because I had millionaires and billionaires guiding me.
Yes. So you
what to
have
do, what not to do.
right mentors are very important.
I went to China and there was a CES. You've been to Las Vegas?
Yes. No, I have not been.
But Hong Kong has much bigger than CES, right? All hundreds of manufacturers. Now, what I did was Joe, the same guy, I was CEO, right? He connected me to Texas Instruments, who connected me to their manufacturer. And that one connection, the CEO, who's my partner right now, the Hong Kong company. So he sent me a Mercedes limo. I was 19 years old. I was his age, right? A Mercedes
Wow,
limo. and picked
Mercedes
me up.
limo, man.
And he's a CEO of a 40,000 people company, right? And before we signed a contract, he had the prototypes ready. He said, you go check out all the manufacturers you want. I'll make the prototype for you. And I went through and I was like, oh my God, it's so hard to find manufacturers. But these guys, high fidelity. And that was it. That connection saved me time, saved me money, saved me, intellectual property protection. And not only that, even now when I invest and whatnot, I'm constantly getting duped by startups. And I have
Wow.
mentors to guide me like, no, this is like an agro startup. They said, we are the only people doing it in the world. I called up my mentor, who was a former CEO of Monsanto. He said, Avelo, it's been in America for 40 years. It's there in Africa. India, there are 4 players. He doesn't have a patent. Ask him. Does he have any intellectual property protection? I asked them. They were like, no. And that made me look like a smart guy, but I actually have smarter people helping me.
Yes,
So
yes.
that's the shortcut to success is you learn from other people's mistakes
Experts, yeah.
and their successes. That your shortcut. That's the only shortcut you can
That's the only shortcut you have.
hard work. There's
Hard-
nothing. Still work 20 hours
There's
a day.
no replacement for hard work, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Right now,
same.
what time is it? It's 9:30, right? I'm
Still
gonna
we're
have
working,
till
right.
midnight. I'm gonna get up. 3 o'clock. I'm gonna get on a
Right.
flight, right? So I work a lot and I love
work a
it.
lot.
Why do I?
Are you
I
married?
love it.
Are you married?
I'm not married.
Okay,
Thank God.
That's the thing. That's the thing. I think that's the way that you're so successful right now, man. You don't have personal life. You don't have to give time to
I
anyone.
have a very strong personal life. My personal life is spirituality, and that I don't charge any money for. I train a lot of people. I have a scholarship fund. I really push for Bhagavad Gita and Vedic education to be a part of people's lives, because you can have all the money in the world, but if you're not happy, that money looks like just paper.
Just a paper, right?
So for personal life, there's spirituality. I have very strong friendships. I have extremely good mentors. I have great mentees. But that's what my personal life is. I enjoy my personal life to be like that. Again, maybe it's influenced because I've seen my family members being public figures, and their personal life has always been surrounded by hundreds of people around them, right?
Any plans for marriage?
Um,
I think no, man.
my
He's
mother's
already.
on my case. She's trying to find the right person, but whoever kind of looks at me, that this guy's a vegetarian. He lives in like multiple countries and travels
you
around
just
the
keep
world.
on traveling, yeah.
Yeah,
man.
so they're like they get scared, like settle down isse nahi hoga, right? So I'm not the guy who settles down.
Yes,
I'm
same
like,
way.
stay hungry, stay foolish, and I'm running.
Yeah, so never settle. Yeah.
So unless there's a girl who can actually accept that lifestyle, I don't think I'll ever get married.
You need to get as some kind of fashion blogger who just keeps on traveling, man.
So somebody has to understand my lifestyle, otherwise there is no hope for me.
So girls who are watching this, he's single and he's a multi-million-dollar guy. So good chance for you, man. Cool, man. And so let's. Anything else that you want to share to my people, because my audience are bloggers and they really want to work for their dreams. And do you think that being an entrepreneur, it's very hard to manage the personal lifestyle? I think that sometimes gets very difficult, I think, and with your friends, your family.
If you need a personal life, you're not an entrepreneur.
Right.
The reason why I say that is because entrepreneurship is driven by people whose
Right.
life and soul is this, right? And this is your personal life. That's why I'm talking
This
to you
is
right
my
now,
personal life,
right?
yes.
This is what you live and breathe. Now, if you want something else, then that is your personal life. That is your passion. Entrepreneurship isn't. So if you're getting in this ship of entrepreneurship, know that this becomes your life and soul. It takes over. There is no work and life balance, right?
I
It
see.
is
Yeah.
your passion. This is what you do, and you should surround yourself with people who understand you. And
Understand
people
you,
who
right?
don't understand you, don't expect them to understand you. They'll just be
As
like,
simple as that, right?
that guy in that movie is, he was my friend as a childhood. They're going to brag about you later on down the line, but they'll never understand you now. So don't expect that, right?
Right.
Secondly, you said there are bloggers.
Right, right, right.
So there's a huge gap right now for all you growth hackers and bloggers and marketers and digital guys, because there's a lot of people who are in their 40s who don't get what you guys do, right? And they're stuck at that 10 crore company, not able to move forward. They're banging the head against the wall.
Wow.
They're becoming totally unacceptable. They're losing their businesses. Businesses are shutting
Because
down.
they are not online.
They're not
They don't
online.
they are not
They don't
online,
get
man.
it how to make people buy things online. You guys do. And if you can leverage that, if you can go to those guys and say, you know what, I'm going to growth hack the shit out of your company and make your company from 10 crores or 15 crores to 20 crores, they're going to pay you anything you want. And if you can actually say, do what you say, you're going to make a shitload of money.
Shitload of money, right?
That's where your money. Startups don't have money. Startups are teaching themselves. I think every entrepreneur should learn digital marketing, right? I have taught it to myself, like I shared with you.
Yes, yes.
And many others, I tell them, I was speaking at Restaurant 2017. There were 150 restaurant owners. I said, you guys should learn how to market, because you will see the insights and understand who's your market. If you're the entrepreneur and you don't know why your market likes your food or don't like your food, you don't know what your business is going, where it's going. But your target should be people who just don't get it and cannot do it, right? Don't have time
Right.
for it. Those guys are stuck and they're willing to pay to break through that plateau they've reached. It's like midlife crisis.
Right.
It's a midlife crisis for their business, and they need fresh youth energy to push forward. So I think that's where a huge opportunity lies financially.
So thank you, Avelo, for sharing journey with my readers, and I hope they learn a lot of things from you, man. You have done at such a young age. You have achieved a lot of things, man. This is just like a dream for many people who are just working on their dreams, and I think that people should not give up on their dreams. What do you think about it? They should not give up.
I would. A lot of times, what happens is people run in the wrong direction without wanting to give up.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that kind of give up, but get redirected, pivot. If something is not working, try it for enough time. Have a mentor to tell you this is time to pivot. Right? That's very key. But yes, don't give up on your ultimate ambition.
Dreams, yeah.
So have your dream empowered with deadlines and back calculated. Right? If you want to be a millionaire by the time you're 25, back calculated, like, okay, you're 20 right now. In 5 years, what can you do to get to that point? Right? Every day, have a list. Every day win, right? When you do that, then it becomes, that mammoth goal becomes very small. It becomes an ant, and every day you can grow on that.
So break your big goals into small,
And every day act on it.
Every day.
Because then it becomes a habit. Once it
becomes a
becomes a habit, you're an expert. And without even
expert, right.
any effort, you're the best.
You're the best, right?
Right? So I have a lot of videos and blogs and whatnot. You just Google Avelo Roy and you'll find everything about me. So I'm giving out free information, things I'm learning and I've learned, again, from my mentors and millionaires and billionaires, and I've learned from my mistakes and my triumphs. So I'm sharing all of that. So just Google my name and see
Avelo Roy,
whatever.
yes.
Avelo Roy. Avelo. I'm the only one in this world with that name. So very Googleable.
Crazy, man.
So
So thank you, Avelo, for sharing journey with me and my readers, and I hope they learn a lot of things from you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Pleasure.